Hello everyone, this is Sean Power, and this is my week 2 presentation for my business intelligence class with Dr. Samar Roshdy. The week 2 project focused on Bayesian statistics and specifically running a Bayesian analysis with our working company. In this case, I chose to present on T-Mobile. However, the project is focused on a different business dilemma, in this case, how T-Mobile can use their marketing data and other insights to create promotional events. Starting with the first slide here, just a bit about the different product segments that I have discussed previously. T-Mobile has 6 segments: cellular service, T-Mobile for business, T-Mobile banking, T-Vision, home internet, and prepaid device sales. I chose to run a promotional event or discuss a promotional event in my tech blog this week because there are, in this hypothetical analysis, more surveys complete for the cellular service product mix. Additionally, in the tech blog, I suggest for T-Mobile to explore different marketing segments based on their data surrounding career interests. For example, knowing that they have a specific number of their customer base working in retail or working in the food service or hospitality sector, T-Mobile can then generate advertising and other messaging that's geared towards those audiences. I go on to suggest that their offer or their promotion should be centered around collecting additional information by allowing prospective customers to answer survey responses in order to redeem a special offer. In the next tech blog, we discuss target customers. Specifically, I present data here in Table 1, which is a data sample of the cellular service product mix by sex. So in this instance, you can see that the female subscriber base is made up of 54% female, as I mentioned in the introduction. Given the higher number of respondents who have cellular service with T-Mobile also work in the food service or hospitality sector, it can be recommended that T-Mobile should target this sector in their promotional campaign. For example, in subsequent slides, we discuss raffling a trip to Hawaii. It would be smart for T-Mobile to capitalize on the correlation between the food service and hospitality sector and their higher consumer base in that sector. I then provide a cost analysis. So the cost for this campaign using a hypothetical cost analysis is composed of $100,000 for a 6-week social media advertisement campaign, $200,000 for an 8-week print ad campaign, so think bus stops, billboards, etc. And then the discount cost, or the cost of discounting a free phone when activating a second phone or activating a second line. So by offering customers to come in store to redeem that, we can gather other information or insights into those customers when they activate a second line. We can ask them questions in store to gather that data, or we can send those customers away with a survey to complete, and that survey can then upsell other product segments such as T-Vision or T-Mobile banking. And to cap it off, there's a potential 2-year subscription revenue of $1 million. Therefore, the free phone when activating a second line campaign can potentially net T-Mobile $500,000 in revenue over the course of 2 years. In the next tech blog, we discuss the selected sampling. So this is where we get into some of the probabilities, and there is a example in this tech blog of selecting a customer at random to provide feedback. What is the probability of that customer being a woman? Well, in the cellular service product mix, that probability is 540 out of 1,000. That is the marginal probability, which is roughly 54%. And then given the customer is in the food service or hospitality sector, what is the probability of that customer being a woman? The statement, this is a conditional statement, or the probability that we have a woman given that we have a customer in the food service or hospitality sector. Using the data from table 1, we can calculate this as 270 out of 370, or 0.39. Next, we have a blog post that discusses a lottery analysis. Suppose T-Mobile randomly selects a customer at random to win a trip to Hawaii. There is a marginal probability that the customer is in the food service or hospitality sector. That probability is expressed as P of Fs, which is equal to 370 out of 1,000, which is equal to 0.37. The probability that the winner is either a female or is in the finance or banking sector, that is a union probability, and it's illustrated in the tech blog as P F union of FB, which is equal to P of F plus P of FB minus P of F joint FB. So that expression allows us to calculate the probability of a female customer or a customer in the finance or banking sector winning the trip is 0.74, and that actually works out to be one of the higher probabilities. Another way to look at the lottery analysis as expressed in the visual below is a conditional probability, which states that if we know that the winner is male, what is the probability that they will also work in retail? And that expression in the tech blog is written as PR over M, and that is equal to 70 divided by 460, or 0.15. So this figure here illustrates the male population subtotal intersecting with the retail sector here to illustrate the conditional statement. In the next slide, I discuss T-Mobile having already determined the probability of someone in the survey being a retail professional, given that they're male, or PR over M. With this information, we can use the Bayesian analysis below to determine that there's roughly a 0.36 likelihood, meaning that roughly 36% of new customers working in the retail sector will be male. In the last article, I discuss an expansion recommendation. I provide table 2 with a data set of Canadian and American subscribers, and here I suggest that T-Mobile should perform a similar survey with their cellular service consumers in Canada. In doing so, T-Mobile's marketing analysts can therefore compare the tendencies and behaviors to ensure that the Canadian audience responds to advertising and marketing in the same way as the American audience. However, until T-Mobile can gather more accurate information about their Canadian audience, I recommend that they conduct similar research to understand the differences in their populations. And that concludes my presentation. I hope everyone enjoyed. Thank you.